Which works out because Nick has about the same time, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, Mike, why are you wearing sunglasses indoors?
I'm doing it because usually when we podcast, I wear my glasses, and since we're doing it in person, I do not have them. So I thought that as the French say, as an homage, I could just wear my sunglasses.
Weren't you told not to wear the glasses though in the last episode?
Well, it was listener feedback, and I'm gonna also classify it as fake feedback because it wasn't a listener feedback. It was from a participant feedback.
Okay.
So I value that a little less. Any listener feedback I will 100% ream true, but user feedback is a little different than listener feedback.
Nick, do you have any feedback for Mike on this?
For the glasses?
For the glasses.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't hear Nick. Where is he? What's he doing?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not
No.
hearing anything.
Yeah, you're not. Hold on. Let's fix that.
Let's fix that. Let's make that happen.
All right, Nick, go ahead and talk.
Hello.
There we go.
That's a lot better.
Now
All right.
we're on to something.
Yep.
Yeah, we're leaving that in. Nick, do you have any feedback for Mike on his glasses?
On the glasses.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the switching it up. You know, we're doing it in person. You can't come with the same set of glasses. You gotta make it special.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
I come with I come with I don't want to say props, but I come with this aura. I wear
Did
the
you say
robe.
aura?
Yeah. I come with the robe. I come with the glasses. I do have a new robe, by the way. We're gonna retire the old one. We're gonna get the new one, and we're gonna keep the same glasses. But for purposes, I'm gonna keep. I'm also sitting like this because I know you have your rule here with the no shoes on the thing here. So
Yeah.
So, I got to get into wearing robes. By the way.
Ah,
That's
dude, you
sort
have
of
a game changer.
Yeah.
It's game changer. You work from home?
Fridays.
Oh, dude, game changer.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you got to do it. I never was a robe guy until I moved out of my parents' house. Game changer.
Okay.
100%.
To our listeners, please comment if Mike has aura or not.
Yeah.
Please give us as much feedback as you can on that.
Is it Riz? Is that what
You
it's
don't have
called?
Riz.
I don't know about that. Maybe have a little Riz. Like 12%. 12% Riz.
Do you even know? Do you even know what Riz is, Mike?
No,
Can you
you're right. 21%.
Explain it.
21%.
Explain it to us. What is
no,
Riz?
You're right. 30%. Yeah, sorry.
What is your definition of Riz, Mike?
The fuck
That's
if
what
I knew.
So you just said you had.
Isn't it
You
like-
said you have
isn't it-
30% Riz, and you don't even know what it is.
Isn't it like the are we at Gen Alpha? I know we're millennials, but is it Gen Alpha now? Is that where we're at?
This is Gen Z.
Gen
I think.
Alpha are
Yeah.
like 12-year-olds.
Okay, so
Yeah.
is it the Gen Z version of basically like the word of swagger? Like, could you compare the word Riz to the word swagger?
I think swagger might be
Swagger and aura, I think, are more linked.
where it's like a personality sort of thing. Where I
Yeah.
think Riz is like an aesthetic plus personality, maybe.
Yeah, and it's more for like attracting people that you want to like attract. You know.
I don't know. So what are you saying? Like 35%, 40%? Where are
I
we
think
at?
I think you're a pretty charismatic guy.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let
But
me tell-
Riz and charisma are pretty similar now.
No, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess what's the word that compares best to Riz? It's so we determine it's not swagger, right?
It literally is charisma. Riz is short for charisma.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So that.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, well,
So
I'm glad
I-
we got to the bottom of
Yeah,
this.
I think you're a very charismatic guy. I just think it wears off once you actually get to know you.
yeah.
Nick, you hear that shit? Nick. There's not a lot of people that defend me on this couch, but Nick, I'm gonna need you to step in there real quick.
All right, but
Here I am following
am I
the
am I
rules.
wrong?
Listen, I'm gonna say yes, but that's just my opinion.
In his defense, I think the same could be said for about 90% of people
Yeah.
that would be described as being charismatic,
Yeah.
right?
No, for sure.
Where
I don't
like
think-
the charm wears off after a certain.
Yeah, kind of
amount
like
of time,
the
it's-
WeWork CEO,
Uh-huh.
the Mark Zuckerberg a little bit.
He does not have Riz.
No, he has
He-
like a little tinge of charisma
He is
sometimes.
like Tism. He's
well, yes.
He didn't have Riz, but then he grew out the hair and started wearing J's. Now he has Riz.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
That's
new,
true.
The new Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
And now he's making meta glasses that, are actually
He's
kinda
got the
stylish.
curls too naturally, right?
Yeah,
he didn't
right,
even need to get
right.
the perm for the
Right.
Gen
Yeah.
Z haircut.
Aren't the meta glasses Oakleys or something? Like, he's pairing with some
Yeah.
good people to make the Riz. You know?
Okay.
I appreciate
to make
that.
the Riz.
Yeah, he's making the Riz.
Oh my. All right. You know what? I think that alone.
I sounded like if I was
That sounds
75-year-old
awful.
Italian, and say, "Oh, he make it the Riz," That's exactly what I
Making the
envision. My
Riz.
75 years old, mowing my lawn in slacks and a button up, and be like, "Oh, you make it the Riz."
I think that alone explains it.
I think that tells you everything you need to know. Also, this isn't gonna last long. I'm gonna have to take off my shoes because I can't keep looking back.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
when-
weird. This is a very weird dynamic. You have your back turned to us.
I'm trying to be respectful.
Well, then
but-
take the boots off.
But
And you can
I,
kick your
Paul
feet
I
up.
kept them on because I thought we were gonna do a little,
Okay,
little
yeah.
bit,
People, by the way, this is what Mike said. He's like,
Sponsored
when we
by
do
Dan
the
Post
when we
Boot
do
Company.
the pod in person, I'm doing the full get up.
Well, we didn't know.
And
This
here
was
he
an
is.
impromptu.
It
This
was not impromptu. I gave you
it
guys
was
like
kind
2
of
days
impromptu.
advance. We've been talking about this since Friday.
We got to get the whole. But Austin's not here. Shout out to Austin. We miss you dearly.
Yeah, but I think it was pretty known that the three of us would be in person, and Austin would be unable to make it no matter the circumstances.
You know what we have to do is because now Nick has rejoined the group, and we got to get him a tracksuit.
Yeah, that is true.
And we got to do another tracksuit episode.
Did you guys went shopping one day and you all picked out?
Mike
tracksuits?
bought us all tracksuits.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Are your
very-
names like embroidered in the
no,
suits?
no.
Sick.
Okay.
I will do that if we want to. Give me back the jackets and
Well,
I'll
I'll tell you right now. You have till Christmas because I think Christmas is we can only do it during the holidays.
Nah, we could do it
So-
more than the holiday.
Okay, no. If we did it the holidays, that's like one every month, right? We got July 4th, Labor Day, Thanksgiving.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying like because we
Christmas.
did it for Christmas. I was thinking one every. Oh, we did it one every holiday.
Yeah.
That's like 5-6 times a year.
That's what
now,
I just
what are we
listed
talking about?
5 holidays.
Now, are we talking about all federal holidays? Because now we're throwing in Martin Luther King, Juneteenth. Like what are we doing?
9/11.
Yep.
The whole he
420
Yeah, 420.
because of Columbine.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
was
no,
not-
Mike, that's the whole point. That was the joke.
Okay, so that's the back of it.
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
whole
okay.
joke.
I didn't. Okay, I understand now. But to move on from that.
So, like we said, all of our favorite holidays, we wear the tracksuits.
That's not a favorite. That I think I would categorize that as last. I think that's kind of impulsive, or I should repulsive, that you put that as number one. If there's a list of
No,
favorite
it's not number
holidays-
one. I just said it's on the list of favorites.
Also, it's not a recognized U.S. holiday, so I don't know what fucking calendar you're following. But
yeah,
that's,
not until.
No,
Never
no,
mind.
no.
I'm not gonna.
No. Anyways, to pivot. Yeah, no, I was gonna wear a full getup. We need Austin, but here's the gig.
Yeah.
There it is.
Now that you've shown off the
Beautiful.
boots, maybe you could lean back on the couch a little bit and.
You know what? I can lean back without it. There we go. I can do that.
Yeah, get comfortable. There you go.
so stupid. Just take the boots off.
All right, fine. I'll take them. Just a pain in the ass sometimes.
I mean, you're the one that chooses to wear boots.
I like it though. I like it. I'm trying
I'm
to.
just
I'm
saying, don't
trying to
complain about how-
incorporate it. I'm trying to incorporate it as my everyday, as kind of a daily wardrobe. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna wear boots everywhere.
I would like to.
I'll tell you where somewhere you can wear some boots pretty soon.
Iran.
Tehran. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna get drafted.
I mean,
just-
I probably won't. Maybe you guys.
Why wouldn't you, Gig?
I told you why last week.
Maybe you did.
And I'm autistic.
Oh my god.
That's like not even a joke.
Self-diagnosed, or we got a pro. We got a
we
pro
did
signing that off.
we did the RADS test.
We
We did the RADS test. The number was not low. This is what I'll say.
Did the doctor you go to was he Dr. WebMD or?
Oh yeah, it was. I did it online, but I am going to ask next time I go in.
So I wanted to. I forgot to tell this story on the podcast last week, but I wanted to tell you guys that I got stopped by TSA in the Pittsburgh airport on
For
my
being
way.
white.
Yeah,
Of course.
Fucking liberals. So I never had this happen before, but I have been quite often randomly selected for second screenings, but I never had this happen to me. So I'm in the Pittsburgh airport, and you know how you go through the machine, you got to put your hand over the head for 3 seconds, and then
Yeah.
like you wait outside and they tell you it's clear.
Yep.
So I did that, and I had nothing on. I don't like, number one, I don't like doing a lot of like carry on that has to go through the machine. So I have like my little satchel with just like my wallet, my phone, and stuff like that. And I'm wearing like Adidas track pants and like a black t-shirt, right? That's it. So I go through, I do the 3 seconds, thing spins, I come out. They don't tell me all good. So the lady's looking at the screen, and then the guy comes up. He's like, you're gonna have to come with me. And at first I think he's like joking, and I was like, oh yeah. And then I was like, oh snap, nobody told me we're good to go. So I like moved to the side to him, and like as I moved to the side, I checked the screen, and there's 2 squares. You know how, I don't know if you saw the screen, but it shows the front of the body and the back of the body, and there's 2 squares. And I'm like, okay. And he puts me to the side. He's like, where the squares are is where I have to check you. So I look back, and the square is on the front of my groin and the back.
Dick too big.
And I literally said
That's
to him,
what that is.
and I literally said to him, I was like, what? And that's literally how I reacted. I was like, what? Because I'm like, what is pinging?
Yeah.
I swear, this is a true story. I swear to God.
I told you not to get the Prince Albert.
Yeah.
You were so gung ho on getting it. I said, hey man, TSA is going to stop you if you pierce your cock. And you didn't want to listen to me.
Your girlfriend threw a chastity belt on you for the trip.
Yeah, right before we got on the plane, she's like, hey, I need you to put
One
this
more
on.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. If you think you're joining the Mile High Club, you're wrong. Throw this on. So I'm there, and the guy's like, he's like, okay. He's like, I have to swipe the back of my hand in the area that pings left to right. And then he looked. This is the part where I
He
figured out
dips
it
his
was,
hand in a big, like, industrial-sized jar of, like, lube.
So he's telling me this thing, and this is when I realized it was apparently serious. He looks at me and goes, do you want to do this here in a private room? And I'm like, oh shit, he's really gonna check me. So I said to him, literally, because I didn't have anything, go, do it here. I had nothing to hide. And here he, sure enough, brushes me with the back of his hand all the way down the legs, all around there, turns around, all around and stuff. And then when he was done, he puts my hand on my shoulder, goes, have a better day. And I was like, thank you. But I was like, what the fuck pinged? Like, I literally, I carry nothing with me. I have nothing on me. You know, all my stuff is through the belt. Like, what pinged? I've never had something, like, I never had the machine ping on me before. I've had those ones where it's like, hey, you're randomly selected. I got to check your bag. Oh, this, like, I've had those, you know, but, like, I've never had the body ping.
This might be a message to you to stop using Blue Chew before going through TSA. You might have to stop doing that. I know you want to join the Mile High Club. I get it. Maybe wait to pop that after you go through TSA.
I'm gonna have to talk to my doctor about lowering my dose of Viagra. You know, and just be like, let's cut that down to a 2.5.
Yeah,
please.
I mean, like, jokes aside, that's legit. I mean, like, again, this is not the way I want to find out how huge my friend's dick is, but that's legitimately what is pinging at TSA. There's no other thing.
But there's
Well,
no
what about
metal.
the back, though?
Huge ass crack.
Yeah, big ass.
Okay, so like I understand, like I guess I understood the back, right? And they have to take it seriously because people truly throw things in there. You know what I'm saying? To kind of hide contraband. You know, like people are shoving things up there. So like, I get, but I'm like, what am I doing in the front? What's going in the front?
You also, I mean, all right, you know, I could take back what I said. It could also be just a lot of swamp ass, because it literally reads heat. Because I've been stopped because I've had like a sweaty back walking through the airport, and they're like, "Hey, like we got to check," and they've done that. They've literally put their hand down my back. They're like, "Yeah, you're just too warm." I'm like, "Yeah, fucking run hot, bud."
You know what? That checks out. That checks out.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I was sweating, but I mean, like it was that weekend where it was like disgustingly hot. So I guess I guess that checks out.
All right, Mike having a small penis back on the board, guys.
Yeah.
We've solved it.
Yeah, we're keeping it average here.
back on the board.
I'm also
We
glad
got
I
it.
told that story without Austin because I don't want to hear his fucking commentary. What the hell that was?
No, we can retell it next week when he's.
No, we're not. It's already on this episode. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing he has to say about it. So, but yeah, I never. Have you guys pinged in an airport before?
No.
Yeah, because
Well, that
just because
one
I'm running hot. Yeah.
I got pinged in Argentina on the way back in Buenos Aires. My ticket had like basically all these pound signs, right? These asterisks, and they were like, oh, we're gonna have to check you before you get on the plane. Also, didn't realize that. I know different airports have different rules, but I didn't realize like how much of different rules. Like, you know, when you go to an airport like JFK, Bradley, whatever, like if you buy a water there or Starbucks, you could bring it on and stuff. Some airports won't let you. If you buy a liquid there, you have to throw it out before you get on a plane.
That's pretty stupid.
And in Argentina, that was true, and they checked my stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, like foreign nations, I guess, could have different.
Argentina,
I thought you meant like in the U.S.
they let you bring your grandfather's Nazi memorabilia back to the U.S.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can go straight through the airport, no problem.
But a sealed water bottle?
Yeah,
fuck
forget
you.
it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, but I often get pinged for secondary screening. But that was the first time I got pinged through a machine. So
Yeah.
you know, that was cool. But that's when I knew it was serious. He was like, "You want to do this here in a private room?" I'm like, "Are you grabbing it? Like, what are you doing?"
Well, I've
Like,
seen
what is this?
Officer. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, yeah. I was
we,
like,
we could go to the private room right now.
he's like, right here, private room. I was like, I'll take the female officer. Thank you so much. You know. But
That was probably a good call though, because he probably would have been more invasive if he
Yeah.
went to the private room.
He probably would have taken your pants off.
He would have started jorking it right there. Yeah.
but also like I had nothing to hide, so I was like, just do this here. Like, how much longer would it have been to get in the room, whatever the kid. Like, we don't know how long that's gonna take.
Yeah.
I just fucking do this here and let's get it over with. I got nothing. So that's why. What's you've been to the Philippines airport? Is there like any crazy rules or restrictions?
Oh, it's double security.
Really?
Yeah. So you go through security once, like it's like the standard airport thing. You get your ticket at the boarding stuff. You go through security, and then right when I was about to take the elevator to go down to the terminal, like I was already in the terminal, but like go to my gate, they stopped everyone and set up a new security booth before I went down to the gate, and I had to get rechecked, and it fucking sucked.
Interesting.
Because it wasted a bunch of time. Because you basically, again, like, it's a bunch of Americans or people like going to America, and because it's literally just that's the only terminal for international like flights out, and it takes like another hour. So I was gonna like sit in the lounge and like relax. I still had like 3 hours to my flight, and that took like 90 minutes of my time just fucking waiting in a second security line.
Where do you usually fly out of? New York?
Yeah,
Is
it'd
it
be JFK.
direct? Or do you have
Yeah,
to stop?
it's
It is
direct,
direct. How
yeah.
long is that flight?
16.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay.
That's actually a little shorter than I would have figured. I would have thought like 19. But what did you do
Oh, on the flight?
on the flight? It's a huge
A
ass
lot of-
plane, right?
It
Yeah,
has to be the
it's pretty
Airbus.
big.
It has to be the Airbus.
Yeah. The flight there, I got the whole row to myself. I was in economy, obviously, for the first, and I got the whole row to myself, which was like really nice because I could sprawl out kind of like diagonally, put all my shit on the other seats so I didn't have anything like by my feet. And then on the flight back, I paid up for premium economy. And
Get
that
a
was
little extra leg room.
yeah, but it was actually like a kind of a waste of money.
Interesting.
The food options were better, but like not by enough of a margin to justify how much I paid. And then I got stuck the way that it is in premium economy. Instead of being 3, 3, and 3 for the seats, it's 2, 4, and 2, and I got stuck in the middle of a 4. And
I've never seen a plane 3, 3, and 3.
really,
I've seen like a 3, 5, 3 or a 2, 4, 2. I've never seen even numbers across. I've never seen a 3, 3, 3.
I feel like I guess other cross country flights are just 3 and 3, but yeah, the one for the Philippines is 3, 3, and 3.
What airline is this?
Philippine Airlines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. I've never seen a 3, 3 with like a even number across.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, like the seats got to recline a little bit more. They gave you a bigger blanket and a bigger pillow to sleep with. But yeah, there's not much. I can't even remember what I did on the flight. I charged my phone at least twice, and I just ran through everything that I had downloaded on like Netflix or YouTube or whatever. Tried to sleep as much as I could, but really wasn't getting. I'm too tense on airplanes to like sleep. So
Have you guys ever raw dogged a flight before?
no.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't mind it.
I did it one time flying back to school in Arizona. So I was by myself, and we sat on the fucking tarmac for like 4 hours because of some mechanical problem.
Yeah.
And whatever airliner I was on at the time, they didn't have like any ports to like charge my phone. So my phone died before the plane even took off.
Shit.
So I was just like, just in the air for like 4 hours with absolutely nothing to do.
That sucks.
Yeah, it
But
was
after,
tough.
after the fact, was it not as bad as you thought, raw dogging the flight, or were they like, man, I needed something?
It was pretty bad. Just because I was like inside the plane for like 8 hours total. too.
No, I'll give
And
you
it was
that.
like-
if you're there longer than your scheduled allotted time, yeah, I'd be itching.
And then by the time I got there, it was like fucking like 12:30 at night. And then I had to take like the light rail, which is the public transportation, like to the light rail stop on campus, and then I had to walk with my suitcase like another 25 minutes.
Ooh.
I couldn't even call or text anyone to be like, hey, could you like pick me up, because my phone was dead.
You walked for 25 minutes with your luggage?
Yeah, all on campus the entire. The campus is fucking like
It's
massive.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You were walking. Okay.
Yeah, I was on campus the whole time.
They're just walking down the street. or
No,
some shit like that.
Walking back from the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, because the light rail stop was like on the complete opposite side of where my apartment was, of the campus. So that was,
I just find myself on flights like I don't think the right word is antsy, but I feel like I don't know what entertainment option I want, right? So like I'll start watching a movie and then I'm like I get over that, right? And then I'll start playing a game and then I get over that. And I'll start listening to the music and then I get over that. And I guess it's like when you sit there for so long, you just don't know what to do with yourself. That it's like I
You
should
know what
just
that
do
is?
nothing.
It's ADHD.
Ah, dude, 200%. I mean, like, you don't have to fucking tell me.
yeah. If you ripped an Adderall right before the flight, you'd be fucking.
Yeah. You'd
You'd
focus
just
on
be
one
looking
thing.
at the map the whole time.
I love
I do
doing
that
I love
anyway.
looking at dude, that's what I leave on. I leave on the map because
Yeah,
it's
I don't
so
watch
fun.
any movies. I just watch just the map.
It's like, okay, we're not making any suspicious turns to New York City.
Yeah.
This is going well.
Our airspeed has stayed consistent. Our elevation has stayed consistent. I'd be pretty scared if we were flying at 900 feet right now.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you could land a plane?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Could I figure it out? Sure, but not in the amount of time that I would need to.
I think I've played enough Flight Simulator to have it be like I think I could be talked through it.
You might have a shot.
I could be able to, I think someone would be able to talk me through. Someone would be able to talk me through getting the plane down to like 60 feet. Actually putting wheels on the ground. I don't know.
Well, don't they kind of just let the computer?
Yeah, but sometimes
do
like
its stuff,
they
or-
do need to manually fly that thing.
Can we
Okay.
talk about, now that you bring it up, can we talk about the fact that with AI taking over things, there has to be a better way to do flying? Like AI has to help this
Nope.
this process.
No,
out.
thank you. I think flying right now is, I wouldn't say perfect, obviously, but I think it's probably
It's at the best it could be.
at the best it could be. I do not want to introduce a machine. If you have seen any of the Google AI type shit, I don't think I would want that controlling aircraft.
I'm not saying controlling. I'm saying,
But it would be hypothetically controlling the air. They already use AI enough to probably figure out some things, but when it actually comes to operating the plane, I do not want it to be a robot.
Is the Google AI pilot going to let us rip SIGs on the plane? Because
Now
that would
yeah,
be,
that would change my mind,
Yeah.
actually.
that would, yeah.
If we had Google or like AI waitresses, robot waitresses and stewardesses.
yeah, because you could sexually
excuse me.
harass them, no
Flight-
problem. It's,
Yeah,
it's not a person.
just a
First
robot.
of all, flight attendants. Let's start there.
Yeah. I forgot what the term was.
Second of all, yeah, you could slap a flight attendant's ass, and nobody's really going to say
A
much to you.
robot.
Well, yeah,
Please
yeah,
make the
yeah,
distinction.
yeah, yeah.
A robot.
I wouldn't recommend now, but maybe you give it 10 years.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. And
I still feel like in like the whole vibe check of the thing still don't do that, but please specify robot. For our
do
listeners.
you think flight attendants hook up with passengers after their destination?
Yeah, there was a this girl that would come up on my Instagram reels sometimes, who was like a flight attendant who was basically like,
Does she have brown or black curly hair?
I don't remember what she
I
looked
feel like I
like.
saw something similar. We may have saw the same.
But basically, she was like saying, she was talking about how much like flight attendants and like pilots like will hook up, and I think she had mentioned like also fucking a passenger. So like I feel like it's got to happen.
Would you guys do it?
Depends on how hot he is.
Is that the definition of Riz right there? Is he gonna?
I think that is.
If he rizzes you up enough, you gonna do it?
See, I feel like it's more of a challenge for the passenger than it is.
Yeah, because if it came really easily, my hesitation would be like, if you're doing this with me, like, how often are you doing this with others?
Nah, don't set yourself low, King.
I don't care
set
about. Honestly,
yourself
I
low,
don't even
King.
care about that. But yeah, I feel like it's more of a challenge for the passenger because it's someone at their job. They're being paid to be nice to you. They're not actually interested in you or like trying to be like cool
That's
to
true.
you. They're literally, it's their job.
You need to be able to perceive if they're actually interested
Yeah.
in you or actually just doing their job.
Yeah. So for that, I would, I mean, again, if proposition, sure, whatever. But
Interesting.
I do feel like I don't talk to people. Well, in general, for obviously, I just don't talk to anybody in general. But especially not when they're at their place of work, because they are on the clock and being paid to put on like an act of like customer service.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it could be like they could be just genuinely nice, obviously, but like a coffee shop or something like that, like they're being paid to get me my coffee. They're not like genuinely curious in how I'm doing as a person, and that's fine.
So
That's-
what you're
that's
saying
true.
is you shouldn't leave that bartender your number on the tab once you
Absolutely,
pay out?
no, absolutely not.
Ah,
No, that's
fuck.
exactly what you
Fuck,
should.
That's where I went wrong in life. Shit.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that today.
Not today. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out
Listen,
of
I get it. He was hot. He was tall. Everything you're looking for, Mike. But you probably shouldn't do that. You got to pick up your girlfriend in like an hour. So
How often do you think that happens on a plane? I'm not like.
that's got to happen. I'm sure
the Mile High Club.
some dickhead in first class is like slipping his number to the flight attendant maybe like 30 times a day. Like like with how much airplanes travel, there's got to be at least 30 idiots who are doing
in the
that.
world.
Yeah,
30
in the world.
idiots a day.
At
who's
least 30.
trying to- who's
I would
trying to-
think that it happens more frequently to like bartenders and waitresses. Though,
Oh, 100,
right?
oh yeah, way more.
Yeah.
I could get that one.
You ever do that? You guys ever do that?
No.
slip a flight attendant my number?
No, like a waitress.
Yeah, I think I did it once or twice.
How'd that go
Clearly-
for you?
Clearly, here we are. So that answers that
I
question.
mean, hey, you're in a wonderful relationship.
No, I'm not saying.
I think everything worked out for the
it was
best.
bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah,
You,
I get
you
it.
guys, there was no update to the boys on that. So obviously,
Yeah, fair enough.
obviously that was we're 0 for 2 on that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the only person I've ever seen it work for was Dustin, and he didn't even leave the number. They just matched on Bumble.
Actually, he did it one time at Taco Bell too,
Oh, and it worked?
and it
It
worked.
did work. You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I was there for that. It worked.
so he's
Which
1
is
for
an
2?
insane move. That's even more. That's
Incredibly
even more
crazy move.
insane than leaving it on the receipt at a restaurant. The fucking Taco Bell.
He filled out the
employee.
back where it says "fill out the survey for a free soft taco." He filled it out and then put his number and handed
yeah,
it
and it worked.
in. And hey, listen,
Yeah.
I've seen it work, but it has not worked for me personally.
Yeah.
But respect,
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard, today's world with all this digital stuff. There's not a lot of face to face anymore. I feel like now more than ever, you got to put the number on the bill. You know what I'm saying?
You think now they might find it charming now because maybe it doesn't happen as often.
Because it's not this beep bop texting on the phone, match you here, match you there. You know what I'm saying?
How old are you? The beep bop.
The beep bop on the snap face
Oh
and
my
the
God,
Insta chat.
dude.
On the tweeter. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's
Jesus
going on?
Christ. Oh man. I mean, yeah, I think you're right.
I just want to say I'm so glad Austin's not on this episode.
Dude,
'Cause I
he'd
feel
be
like if I
fucking
said
cooking you right now.
we'd be arguing for 25. Like half this episode would be me telling him to go fuck himself. You know what? My stress level's lower when he's not here. I like this.
You're relaxing. You're having fun. You're
I'm
drinking.
having a drink. Thank you, Nick, for the long drink.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Look at that. I'm sitting on the couch. Having a good time. Gonna get some food after. It's gonna be great. Life's good. I just feel like now more than ever, with the world being digital, that you need a little more face to face. You need a
No, I
little more
think you're right.
tangibles. You need
Yeah.
more tangibles. That's all. That's all. So what? You throw a number on the receipt. If it don't ring, it don't ring. That's
Yeah.
okay.
And sometimes it does. And sometimes you end up going out with that person. And then they realize,
They fucked up.
no, they realize kind of, how much you're just very, self-absorbed and get annoyed with you and then don't talk to you at work anymore.
Oh. Well, that sounds oddly specific.
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
Yeah.
I know exactly where that's going, but
Yeah,
we're gonna leave that there because probably 70% of that's not true. I think it's.
I think a good amount of that is.
I think it's. I think it's Victor's version. Like
as
Taylor
as
Swift
someone who believes all women, I think it's probably 100% true.
one. We're just gonna leave it at that. I think whoever that person was did his part to show interest, and it just didn't work out. So
Yeah,
buy
maybe did a
flowers.
little bit too much.
You know what? That's fucking bullshit. Let's just
You bought flowers?
yeah, bought flowers. But somebody bought flowers. Sorry, somebody bought flowers. I don't know who it was, but somebody did. Okay. Everybody's different, so it's subjective. But how much is too much? Like exactly. Like I know everybody's.
No,
different.
I think the flowers are a really nice touch. I just think the complaint was he talked about himself too much.
Now.
I'm just gonna throw that. That was the complaint that we heard.
It was he needs
That was
some
the-
sort of outlet where he can go and he can just talk
but
about
Nick,
himself.
Exactly.
Now,
And
to set the scene, when you're across the table from somebody who doesn't talk at all,
Okay.
you have, I don't think I was thrown. This person doesn't think they were thrown the.
Well, that's like an interrogation strategy where it's just like you don't say anything, so then people just
Yeah, they keep
they
The-
just
the
they just
biggest
keep
killer-
talking.
Yeah,
They tell
the
too
biggest
much.
killer
So
on a
it's
date
like
is silence.
that
Yeah.
You know
that
what I'm
person was testing the other
Mm-hmm.
person, who should not be named, I guess.
saying? Now, granted, that was also plus 5 years ago. So let's start there.
Well, like 5 months.
what do you mean 5 months?
Should we lay it out for the listeners here? I think people might be kind of confused. I'm certainly kind of confused.
I went on a date once with somebody. Here we go. Actually, you know what, Victor? You said it. And
Why do I got? I didn't go on the
Apparently,
date.
Victor knows more information than
No,
I
I
do.
thought it. All right, no.
Seems
fine,
like Vic's heard it from both sides.
Yeah,
so
I
he
will
might
set
have
this-
a good perspective.
yeah.
Set the scene because I actually
So,
want to.
so Mike went on a date with someone from work.
His inferior.
Yeah,
Right.
a very long time ago.
different. That's a whole different story.
A very
Oh,
long
I was making
time
a joke.
ago.
no.
A very long time ago at my first job.
I'm gonna let him listen back to that later
No, I heard.
because
Go ahead,
that also
so-
did happen. All right, come on.
Yeah,
Can't-
we're
can't
not
tiptoe
going to
around
talk about that one. Nope. We're going to leave that one as is.
Okay, but this particular
This
one.
particular one,
happened?
just like a
This one?
colleague in a different department.
Okay.
So no really. I'm not gonna dig into Mike. No, just no conflicts. All right, no
I
conflicts.
swear, if Austin fucking says something, I would beat his ass. Anyways, continue.
They went on a lunch date. One of the parties felt like it went well. The other party didn't contact the other party ever again after that. Me and another coworker went to go find out more information on why that one party didn't contact the other one, and we were told that it was because someone on the date talked too much about themselves. Yeah.
But so she just wasn't speaking.
So
You were trying to like ask questions. And then
Here-
it was
here-
like,
right,
oh,
right.
Fuck it, whatever.
that's my version of what happened. I went on this date. We knew at baseline, all of these coworkers, that she was a quiet person.
Mm-hmm.
That she was very quiet. She was very kept to herself, and that I knew on this, if I went on this date, that like, if she's not gonna say much, that I I'm not saying I'm gonna have to spew, right? But like,
But
if she's
you're not just
gonna
gonna sit there in silence on
Silence
your
is the
phone
biggest
or
killer
something.
on a date. It's
Yeah.
like, so what do you do, right? So the first thing is she told me she wanted seafood. She wanted to go to a restaurant. I don't know why you're laughing, big guy.
It's like, so
I think that's. I'm not laughing at you. I think that's like an absurd.
Listen, Red Lobster is a perfectly
Yeah.
fine
Thank you.
establishment.
And
I
the
get-
sh-
I
and
get
the
it.
shrimp, $12.99.
You
You
know.
can't go wrong. But she wanted seafood, so I sent her restaurants in her location that I knew was very good for seafood. She declined all those. Turned out she wanted just some plain fish and chips. Okay. Which
Hey, that's fine. That's
I
a good
respect
meal.
it, but
That's a good meal.
if it's a first date,
You wanna go somewhere,
yeah, you're not
you
gonna
know,
fish
decently
fillet. We're
nice,
gonna go
yeah.
that day 2. You get the fish fillet.
Yeah.
Day 1 is we're gonna get you some nice fish, some tilapia. You know what I'm saying? Some branzino, a little
Yep.
cod. But we wanted some fish and chips, so we went to a place that had that as an option. And I thought it went all right. But exactly what we thought would happen happened. Where it was just kind of soft, kind of quiet. So I did take on a bulk of the talking.
Okay.
Did I think I talked all about myself? No, but I guess it's a difference of opinion.
Yeah, because again, the complaint wasn't about you doing too much talking. It was about too much talking about yourself.
All right, okay, so again, let's remind everybody. Plus 5 years ago, and if that is the truth, and if I did that, fair. But also, on a date, aren't you supposed to get to know people? I mean, I guess I wouldn't go on a date and be like, yeah, so that weather, huh? Pretty hot days outside,
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about the political climate going on in the United States?
Did you catch the Pirates game last night?
Yeah, I know. Tell
Oh, I
me.
Boy,
think
that
that was-
Andrew McCutcheon.
I
is-
do think that was another knock against Mike.
Oh, okay.
No, not the Pirates, the political thing. But
Oh,
zoom
okay.
past that.
All right.
Did I
Yeah.
talk about politics then?
No, but I think she just had a general knowledge of your political beliefs.
Well, she also, from what we remember, lived in the same town that holds Trump rallies, so we're not going to say too much there.
So
but
do you.
not my town.
The town you lived in 5 years ago.
We all lived there at one point, so let's
Yeah.
just throw that out there. That's
but
not just me.
but no one's politics on this podcast is questioned other than yours.
Fair enough. So, I'm not going to sit there and deny that. But anyways, so, silence is the biggest killer on a date. So it's like, I thought, the point is to get to know each other, this and that, whatever. And I was told by a different coworker, not who we're thinking of, Victor, but somebody else who we particularly don't care for, is that...
Yeah, that's right. If you're listening, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck off. That although I may not have, it may not have been the best first date, that she was open to doing it again. That's what I was told.
I'm pretty sure that was a lie because I think that same coworker Mike is referencing right now is also one of the people that helped us figure out why he didn't get a second date.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with,
But
so-
you never asked for a second date.
I think I did.
You
I
did?
think
Yeah.
I did.
She told you no.
Yeah, she might have
Guys, I can't remember what I did yesterday. You're asking me to talk about. This was
Yeah, I still don't understand how you haven't figured this out. This is not a podcast. We don't release these episodes. This is therapy.
if this is therapy, we would talk about way other things. But anyway,
Hey, listen, we'll get into those other things if you want, buddy. That's on you. You just
listen,
gotta.
we can get into some just as long as Austin's not here because I don't need his fucking opinion. I just don't. I just don't need it.
I think that's the opinion I value the most.
Debatable, but anyways. So that Nick, that's what happened. I don't think it went bad. I guess I understand the point of view. Well, from my point of view, it was like, well, if I don't say anything, nothing's really going to be said.
Yeah. Did you ask questions though? Like,
Of course,
you ask her-
of course.
Like what?
Of course. Dude, you think I remember what
You
question
ask
I
her about her interests. You ask her about what book she's reading.
I did.
you don't?
I did.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I did. Asked her, a little
Yeah.
bit of.
For more context, she would like go through books. Like that's all she would do, is read books
She would
on her
read
breaks.
on every single
Yeah.
break. She would read.
Oh, all right.
We caught up on some literature. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Was she reading like slop or was it like?
No, I think she was like reading like.
She was
regular
reading like
novels and
War and
stuff.
Peace and like.
No, she was
I
reading
don't
the good stuff.
Yeah, I
She
don't
was
know.
reading
I
the
don't
good
think I've ever seen her with War and Peace, but
She was reading Great Expectations. The classic.
the Art of
The
War by
Bhagavad
Sun-
Gita.
Blood Meridian.
Mm-hmm. My struggle.
Just casual reads on your break, yeah.
Yeah, so,
I will say it wasn't like Colleen Hoover shit, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
What's
guys
going
ever-
on with that lawsuit, by the way?
I don't know. I keep seeing like that his lawsuit got like tossed out, but like there's still a bunch of evidence that like was shared from like Blake Lively and Taylor Swift that like doesn't look good, or like it helps his case, and then for some reason like Blake Lively and Taylor Swift don't fuck with each other anymore because
Ooh, she's not gonna be at the Chief Suite no more.
I don't think it. Like, again, this is just what I've heard. This is what I see perusing on Reddit. Sometimes I get the pop culture Reddit shit thrown into my feed, and listen, I love slop like that. That shit, it does, you know, sometimes pique
just
my
satisfy
interest.
a certain
Yeah, it scratches a part of the brain that usually doesn't get scratched. So, Taylor Swift did unfollow Blake Lively on Instagram or something like that.
Ooh.
Don't know if that was just a rumor. Or if, I don't know. It's not like I went and fucking checked. But I think it was because, from what people on Reddit were saying, is because Blake kind of used Taylor's friendship and like interests or whatever as like a way, like almost as like a pawn to make herself look better or whatever in this lawsuit. And Taylor was like upset with her image being used in a way that she didn't like, which I guess, you know, fair enough. But yeah, I don't know, like what they still have to like go to court over her case because they were countersuing each other. So I think his case got thrown out, but her case is still valid and he needs to fight it. So all over a fucking mid-ass book. Like,
It was based off a book.
yeah, it was based
Yeah.
on a Colleen Hoover book.
Colleen
Oh,
Hoover,
the
yeah.
movie was based.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
no, I understand. Question, because we're all kind of a bit musical here. Speaking of Taylor Swift, now that she owns all of her master copies,
We're never
and
getting Rep TV, man. I'm fucking sad about it.
Are we still getting Taylor's versions of the rest of the albums, or are we?
I
Just going back?
just said we're not getting them.
We're not getting them. We're
I
not getting-
mean, again,
what was left? Reputation.
It was
What the
Reputation
other
and her like the self-titled debut.
one? And the debut.
But Reputation is like widely considered to be her worst.
Yeah, but
right.
I guess her fans kind of are like coming back around on it
Oh,
because they were
okay.
like
they're trying to
she
gas
was-
it up.
She was like she was going through a tough time and like some of the
So-
stuff is good. And
Somebody I used to work with at the hospital told me she did it strategically because if she left the last two, she left those two albums out specifically because the last two that she needed to, how do you say, reclaim
Yeah.
was her name
Yep.
and her reputation.
Yep. Listen, I'm not gonna talk the Swifties. I have some weird conspiracy stuff going on in my head too. I'm gonna let y'all have that one. I don't want the
I
smoke
think
from
it's pretty
Swifties.
fucking genius, though.
I-
I'm not
listen,
gonna lie.
listen.
It's thought
It's
out.
smart. A lot of her fans always say Taylor knows what she's doing, and she's always like
course
3
she
steps ahead. So you know, again, I'm gonna let her have that one. That's great. No comment.
But we're not. But we potentially may not get it, which we don't need.
No,
it
that's the
anymore.
thing.
We
I
don't
didn't
need
go.
it anymore.
I didn't check. Like, I think I asked my friends who are Swifties. I was like, so we're not getting this anymore, and I think they might have responded saying no, and I just didn't actually register that in my brain. But
But I don't think they would even know yet. I mean,
well, again, it's all up to Taylor if she wants to or not. But I did see that like the second she got all her masters back, they all spiked on Spotify because
Oh,
people
God.
started listening to that like music again. and
Well, that
whatnot.
was another part of the
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
So it's like she probably doesn't need to. Depends on how much money she really wants to make.
Didn't they find a dead body in like her backyard in fucking Newport?
I don't know if it was
The
in
other
her
one.
backyard. It's related to that serial killer in New England type shit where I think it was on the beach like half a block down or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's near her house."
It's like the body was perfectly intact, but all the blood was sucked out of him. I'm not sure what's up with that.
Yeah, that's interesting, but you know.
you know what the thing is? She's probably gonna do it, and she's probably gonna release like 4 different colored vinyls of it.
Yeah.
and you know all that shit. It's gonna be a marketing thing. She's gonna
Well,
probably
that's
do
what
it.
I'm saying. Like, I think at this point, all right, she bought her masters back. To make the money back on what she just spent, she should just release the Rep TV. And she said in her announcement that she hadn't even recorded it yet, which is so funny because every single Taylor Swift fan I know was like, "Oh my God, we're getting Rep TV tonight for the past year and a half." They're like, "Oh, Taylor's dropping signs. We're getting it at the AMAs or we're getting it at the Grammys." And she was like, and Taylor was just like, "Yeah, I haven't even thought about that yet, guys, to be honest."
You think they're like there's like a certain sect of her fan base that's a bit like QAnon coded,
Yes,
where it's like
absolutely.
we developed a cipher
100%.
to interpret her Instagram post.
Yes,
and
that's what they do. That's absolutely
everything
what
is
they
not
do.
a sign. Everything. Everything's not.
Yeah, they're doing fucking numerology for the shit that she's doing, bro. It's insane. Again, no hate to the Swifties. I don't want any smoke. I
It's
love
like you guys
Taylor.
might be right. You probably are.
You guys are
in
right. Hey,
fact.
listen, you guys are right.
Take
I'm
that
just saying you are doing numerology.
And I'm just not smart enough to understand it.
Yeah, my
just-
big dumb guy brain doesn't get that. I'm not seeing the signs that you guys are. That's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Much love.
And if you're listening to this podcast, go ahead and shout out Austin for a big fuck you. You know, just gotta get on there and be like, "Hey, fuck that guy."
That's not the time. This is not the
No,
time.
it's a
to-
good time. It's a good time. It's a good time. Fuck Austin. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you. Appreciate it. But I just feel like she's gonna do it anyways. She's gonna release 4 different colored vinyls.
Yeah.
This is the problem that I hate going on with artists is like now you're getting the vinyl, you're getting different colored vinyls. You gotta collect them all.
Yep.
You're getting apparently they're recording albums now and releasing them on cassettes. Cassettes are coming back, which I think is pretty cool. And now they're giving alternative album covers.
Yeah.
It's like, how much money are these kids? You know, imagine the 13-year-olds that are trying to collect all this. Like, come on. I mean, I understand you're trying to make money and it's a marketing move, but it's like, you know, these 13-year-old girls or whatever that idol you, they don't have the funds to do that. You know, like, let them
They
fucking
don't
be.
care because the thing is, whoever doesn't have it will whoever does have it will buy it. Like whoever has the funds will buy it.
Listen,
it's
I'm
not
gonna-
about 13-year-olds. It's also about grown women too,
I'm gonna tell you something.
and men.
And you knocked me last week for buying expensive boots, and I understand that.
No. Hold on. Time out. I didn't knock you for buying expensive boots. I knocked you for buying expensive boots and then wearing them with a jeans and t-shirt.
It was a t-shirt. Anyways.
Yes, that's what I knocked you for.
But at the Megan Maroney concert, Megan Maroney has her own boot, like her own white boot. The amount of people at that concert wearing her boot, which was substantially more than what I paid for the boot, is ridiculous. And there's people wearing those boots that are so much younger than me, and I'm like, they're like, these people are literally exploiting these people who don't have the money to buy their shit.
It's a bigger conversation to be had about. I don't know if you guys have seen stuff like this, but like Klarma, like lost like a bunch of like almost like $200 million because people are doing buy now, like pay later.
Oh, people like defaulting on their.
Yeah, they're just not paying it
And-
back.
and
I feel like it's a lot of stuff like that. I'm a serial abuser of that, except I make my payments kind of like an idiot. I probably should start doing abuse to it, where I don't pay it back if all these people are actually just getting away with it, because that sounds pretty cool.
Well, now it's going to affect your FICO.
Yeah, so
score.
now it's like,
but
now that's actually good because now it's just like my score's gonna fucking.
But are they
even
going to
more,
retroactively apply that? How does that work?
I think so. If they
Okay.
could, if they could track all like the hard inquiries on your credit for the past like 7 years, I guarantee Affirm, Klarma, all these like pay in 4 type shit like sites will report everything they've ever gotten from you to your credit report.
Yeah.
Also,
Not good there, Nick. Or?
No, that's fine actually.
okay,
but I'm
good.
just saying that's kind of fucked for people
It
who are
is.
like, you know.
It's tough. It is bad. I think it's a scummy system. Again, like I've said, I've used it a bunch, and I mean, as recently as yesterday have I used it. It's like overconsumption, where people are buying too many things. I have certainly have too many things in this room right now that I don't know what to do with.
oh, I've used Klarna. We've all used Klarna, but
Yeah, but that's just like kind of what I'm saying. It's like I think all of it kind of goes hand in hand.
and I don't know if you guys saw. I saw it through the grapevine. They interviewed the CEO of Klarna, and the United States is the only country where Klarna has the buy now, pay later option. Every other country that Klarna is acceptable is literally like, you know, like it gets covered. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he explained it if I find the video again, but like it's no other country that Klarna is accessible is a buy now pay later. The United States is the only country that the business model in the States is buy now and pay in full to return it back. I don't know how I don't remember how the other countries operate, but it's insane to me how they figured out how the U.S. market works, and they're like, oh, this is a sustainable option for people in the United States because clearly they can't afford it in full, you know, so we're just gonna do that.
Well, I mean, that's also like the trick that people pull on themselves, where it's like, oh, like I can't afford $400 right now, but I can afford $100 a month for the next 4 months, and then they just keep doing that until they've spent like $700 on shit, and they're like, oh fuck, I can't afford 7 different Klarmas or whatever because I thought, you know, I'm overextending myself because I thought it was like affordable.
Right.
Almost the same thing that would happen, I think, with like the Coachella tickets this year too. Because obviously going to Coachella is like a massive expense in general.
Hell yeah.
But this year they allowed you to just put $50 down to reserve your ticket, and then you could pay it over time or whatever.
How much was a Coachella ticket?
Coachella, I feel like, is like $500.
Fuck.
If you're going for one weekend, both days, I feel like it's $250 a day. It's not going to be cheap. So they were allowing people.
More. I feel like it'd be more for a day. You know, the amount of money you spend now for one concert.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was about that much like 4 years ago, but now it's like
Let me check.
$250 for a concert nowadays, and I'm not saying it's great, but is not a bad price to compare to what these resale values are. They're freaking gouging you.
Yeah, GA tickets for weekend one, $600.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's like both days or if that's just a day.
I have a feeling it's a day.
Oh man, let me see. Yeah, I mean, it's that. I've always wanted to go to Coachella just once, you know, just to see what it's like. Yeah, it's weekend. No, it's weekend one, $549 plus $50 for fees, so
Bastard.
$600 flat.
I mean, it's got to be a bitch getting out there. Like, I've driven through Indio before. That shit is in the middle of fucking nowhere. That is like probably a good 3 hours from LA.
Yeah.
And that's probably the closest major airport.
Yeah, you're flying into LA, you're renting a car, and you're
But
driving out to the desert.
They have to put it somewhere out there like that because of the amount of people. You know, you're not going to put that in SoFi. You can't put that deep in LA. You have to throw it out there in the middle of fucking nowhere.
And I think that's a big part of the appeal.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
It's a party in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
We should go.
I want to do one of the UK ones. Like, do they still do the Isle of Wights and stuff like that?
I don't know. I know Glastonbury's this weekend. They're doing it's like Glastonbury right now.
Are we gonna go see Oasis?
No, the tickets are so expensive.
They're insane.
Yeah, and it's like you can't even buy them. I've checked to see like if there's any resale tickets just to see what the price would be at the MetLife, and it straight up just says it's sold out. There's like no resale tickets available.
Wow.
So I think it's just sold out to the people who bought it, and that's pretty much it.
And they're doing like 3 MetLife dates too.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2, at least 2. I know it's Labor Day weekend.
I'll just go hang out next to the stadium.
Yeah, you'll be able to hear it.
That's what I'm saying. I won't go in. I'll just hear
They
it.
were doing that at the Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let you be in the parking lot because if you didn't have a ticket, you can't even schmooze it like that anymore. Fucking these liberals running this country just ruin everything.
That's what happened, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking Joe Biden came in and he ruined everything.
Joe Biden came in, he was like, you're not hanging out in the fucking parking lot for this Taylor Swift concert.
Stop playing copyrighted music. I had to delete 6 episodes this week.
It's not because of me.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Stop
kept
playing copyrighted music.
You kept Lee
That's-
Greenwood in.
No, I didn't. I muted you for that.
No, but the song was playing.
Where? Where was it playing?
Tomorrow all the things were gone. I worked for all my life, and I had to start again. You guys are just letting this happen. You're just not
Because
you're
the
not
board's
stopping
too
me.
far away for me to mute.
Just
I don't feel like
put
getting up to do
children
this. Just
away.
shut up.
Nick's like, that's not bad. Nick's like,
That's
this-
solid, yeah.
Thank you. And I'm proud.
Fuck it, you should play Coachella, and then you give us free tickets. That's how we're gonna do it.
That would actually.
Would you
work
guys
out.
pay $600 to see me on Coachella? Nah, you're getting VIP
Oh,
passes.
I
come
mean,
on.
well, okay, never mind. I won't answer then if we're getting VIP passes. We're getting the artist wristbands or whatever.
Yeah, and I'll let you go out with one flight attendant that night.
Oh, just one.
Just one. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're gonna leave it to one per person. You know,
Okay.
we're respectful.
So you're
about-
saving the best flight attendant for yourself.
Why not? But yeah, dude, I'm headlining Coachella, of course.
Fair-
Like,
all right, fair-
I'm not
fair
even gonna be
enough.
stingy. Yeah, I mean, I'm on stage.
Yeah.
What do you? As I hope you guys would do too if you were on Coachella.
Sure. Yeah.
Or Bang the Pilot, whatever one you want. You know,
This
you're-
I don't know if this like popped up in your TikTok feeds. I only heard about this like through a different podcast. But while we're on the top of Coachella, did you guys know that if you decorate your car driving into Coachella, they can give you like lifetime passes to the festival?
what?
If they
What?
if they
Yeah.
think your decoration is that sick, they will give you lifetime passes.
So what are we doing? We got to get on it now.
Yeah, we could like put together a cool decoration for the Jeep, you know?
Yeah, and then we'll cross country it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
cross country it. We won't even have we'll have one ticket to Coachella, so we could show the guy at the ticketing counter that we have a ticket, and then if we just be like, "Hey, is our car cool enough to get the
Yeah.
the lifetime tickets? Like, how's it? How are we looking here?"
And then if he says no, the one person with the ticket goes in, and the rest will drink natty ice in the parking lot.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's all
fine.
good.
Well, if they say no, then we have another secret decoration sitting inside the car.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
let's just say, you know
No,
what? Never
no.
mind.
You're
No.
worried about copyrighted music. I'm worried about
No,
what the fuck
you
you're
know,
about
I won't
to
say
say. There we go.
anything about what could possibly happen at a music festival.
Oh,
I'll leave that up to the
nope.
I won't say any hypothetical about Timothy McVeigh headlining Coachella. Okay.
Yeah, we will leave that to the imagination. No, but going back to the TikTok thing, this girl like she blew up on she went viral on TikTok because she decorated a car with her friends, and then last minute she was asked to leave the car to drive another friend's car into Coachella,
In that car one.
and that car won, and it was her car.
Mm-hmm.
Like the car was physically hers.
Okay,
And
but
all
she
her
didn't decorate it.
No, she did.
Oh, okay. But,
But
since
she
they
had it-
weren't in the car,
But since
they
she
didn't
wasn't in
get
the car, she didn't get the lifetime passes,
Oh.
and all her friends did in her car that she decorated.
I mean, if your friends are like worth anything, then they got to rotate that spot out and let you
Yeah.
go every year. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, that's
it's
gotta be
it's
your
fucking-
ticket.
It's your fucking car.
Especially if like she came up with the idea of what the car should look like.
Right.
But yeah, the TikTok was basically her saying like, I'm really happy for them. I'm not trying to like rain on their parade. It's awesome that they won and that they get to go to Coachella because it's a very, very like cool thing. But like, it does suck that it was my car and my decoration idea that won, and I wasn't in the car to get the passes.
Tough.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I think my time has come.
Time has come. All right.
I'm sorry it's a little shorter of an episode, but you know what? We got one in.
Yeah.
We had a good time beforehand. We're hanging out a little bit. You know, and I felt like this was light and airy. Like nobody's digging at anybody. You know, nobody has something to say about somebody's, you know, like personality, appearance, the way they
I feel
talk.
like I've done all of those to you today.
But you know what, Vic? You do it in a
It's in a
Wait,
caring
In a
way.
constructive way.
in a nice.
There's no
manner.
venom. But,
Yeah, right. Like you know, Vic's not hitting below the belt. You know what I'm saying? Vic's not hitting below the belt. So you know, I appreciated that we had a nice, light, airy conversation. Thought it went well. You know, and maybe we should keep doing just the three of us more often. I think that could be something we could consider. Think that's something maybe could be a little refreshing.
We'll have to ask Austin his opinion.
No,
on
we
that.
don't. We could do the democratic way and just vote. You know, like that's not a bad. That's how,
I mean, I'm deadlocking the vote. I'm voting for Austin stays on.
Well,
I don't
we
know
all
the way
how
Nick's
I'm
voting.
voting,
Yeah,
so
like, I
Nick-
don't know how Nick's voting,
The
but
swing vote here, I might ask for some concessions from either side, you know?
Well, shit. That means if Vic votes no, Austin votes no, I vote yes. Nick, you have to vote no, because that'll gridlock it. Which one will work for me, anyways?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, either way,
this
either
is
way,
over.
you lose.
Fuck. All right, Austin. I'll see you next week. Fucking asshole, douchebag. Gentlemen, it's been a
All
pleasure.
right.
Thank you
It's
all for
been
listening
fun.
to episode 167 of
I think it's we skipped a week. It's 147 actually. We are.
I think it was 148 last
It was
week.
one. I said we skipped a week. Numerically, I messed up. Also,
let me
when you
know
were
when
like,
we get to
when you were
150.
like, oh, I feel like we've been in the 140s forever. Yeah, Mike, it's 10 weeks. It does feel like a lot. It's a long time span.
Just let me know when we get to 150. We'll do a celebration.
Yeah, hopefully we do 150 in person. It's
If
kind
we-
of on Austin, considering the three of us live near each other.
If we ever
True.
get to 150. Jesus Christ. It's been a 140 for
Well, it's in
weeks.
2 weeks. Next week will be 149.
Boys, a pleasure.
Yeah,
Yep,
thanks
it's
for
been
listening.
fun. See you guys next week.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
That's right.